Hi, I'm Raya, and this is Wondering About Wolves. Today, we're looking at the Wolves versus Manchester City match review.
Yes, it was a disappointing 4-1 defeat.
It was.
We thought before the game, didn't we, that we'd probably get nothing. We might concede a few, and it turned out to be the case. So, what's first on the agenda?
The goals that were scored.
There's a few to look at as well, isn't there? Right, so go on then, tell us about them.
So first, Dendoncker scored an own goal.
Yeah, he couldn't really do a lot about it.
Yeah,
he had to try and get in there because Sterling, I think it was,
yeah.
right behind him. So if Dendoncker didn't get there,
Then
Sterling would have
just
just tapped it in anyway. It came from, again, just a running and getting in behind us and slipping them in and then crossing it across the 6-yard box. It's a pattern that repeated itself so often in the game. A player would make a run, somebody would slip them in, they'd get in between our centre-halves and full-backs or in between the two centre-halves, and they'd get across the box, and then somebody would try and get on the end of you. And that was the pattern for the first goal. I think Johnny got caught out for that one with, I think it was Mahrez who made a run in behind him. And he was able then to get it across the box, and from that they scored with, unfortunately, Dendoncker again, the final touch.
Then Cody scored a diving header, and it was his first ever goal in the Premier League.
Yes, it was.
It was a brave header as well, because there were feet flying everywhere and he just dived in.
Yeah, it was a good diving header. Good delivery from Martinho.
It was, very good.
Good free kick. Yeah, and that was great. You know, that got us level in the game, and he took the goal well. Cody did. He headed it right into the corner. Good to see him going up for a set piece. I thought he should have gone up again later when we had a corner later, and he stayed back. They told him to stay back. He's just scored. Get him up there again, you know, blimey, Nick. So, yeah, I'm disappointed he didn't go back up again, because then, for that goal that he did go up for, the Martinho delivery was good, his diving header was good, and that got us level.
Yeah.
But then
they
what happened next?
Then Jesus scored.
Yes. Now, let me see if I can remember what this one is, because there's quite a collection of goals here, isn't there?
A lot.
This one, I think, was very similar to the first goal. Again, it was played in behind us between our full-back and centre-half. I think it was in between Hoover and Sace.
Yeah.
A runner got in behind, and then all they got to do is put it across the 6-yard box and you're in trouble. I think it was Semedo who played the guy onside, got it across, and then Jesus eventually smashed it in. It hit Dendoncker on the line, I think, or just beyond the line again, but we couldn't keep it out. But it was that same pattern again, of a runner in behind and then slipping in. It was just getting in behind us too easily. Too big a gaps between our defenders to play people in. Yeah, so the second goal was very similar to the first.
Then the next goal was Mahrez.
Right.
He scored then.
Yeah. Now, this one was when Otasewi came on.
Yes.
And he gave the ball away on the edge of our own box. You know, a terrible giveaway.
It ended up in a goal for Man City.
Well, once you lose the ball in a dangerous area of the pitch like that, I'm asking for trouble.
Yeah.
And Man City are clinical, they can finish well, we know that. And that's what happened. Otasewi lost the ball on the edge of the box.
You knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, once he lost that ball, you knew it was trouble. He's like, uh-oh, he's lost that in a bad place. And then in a matter of seconds, boom, 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 it's in the back of the net. So disappointing for Otasewi to come on, only get a few minutes, and in that few minutes, you know, he gave a goal away.
Yeah. Then next, Jesus scored again.
Yeah, now this one.
This one was on the swivel, wasn't it?
No, I think that was his second one. Their second goal, his first one.
Was it? Yeah.
This one, I think, was the Patricio save
was it?
that he followed in on. I'm sure that was the fourth one. Patricio had a good game, had a lot of good saves. One in particular from De Bruyne that he tipped around the post. But this one, he saved it. But he's got to be pushing that away from goal.
You need to push that away from goal. It's danger again. There's a rebound.
Push it out for a corner or push it away from goal if it stays in play. But when he saved it, it fell back into the middle of goal for Jesus just to run in and get a tap in. You know, so he did play well though, Patricio. And, you know, it's a shame that he didn't push that away from goal. But that was an error out from him. Nothing too much against him though, because he did play well all night. But the goal you went about with the swivel, that was Jesus' first goal there, second goal that came from them running in behind and getting it across. That one there was just a tap in from a Patricio save.
Which was bad luck for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, we collapsed, didn't we, towards the end. The last 5 or 10 minutes we collapsed. But a shame that we did, because up until about 80 minutes or so, we was well in the game at 1-1 and that, but just a collapse at the end.
Yeah.
And a lot of goals to think back on there, you know. We have to remember 5 goals and 4 of them for Man City. You're trying to think, right, which goal was this that Man City scored, which goal was that Man City scored. But what's next on the agenda? We get away from the goals.
Next is Dylan's Fact of the Day. Pep Guardiola accused Nathan Ake of watching too many princess movies. Ake missed the Man City versus Wolves match because he had the amphibian flu from kissing 17 frogs. Thanks for that, Dylan. Next on the agenda is the play ratings.
Okay, tell us what you've graded the players then.
I've gave Patricio an 8. He did a lot of decent saves today, a lot of key saves that were needed to be done. Good
game for Patricio. One really good save with his fingertips from De Bruyne when he tipped that around the post. We can criticise him a little bit for the 4th goal, because you've got to be pushing that away from goal. You know, he's pushed it back inside for a tap-in for Jesus. That's the only really little bit of criticism you can give him, because everything else he did was really, really good. So I think an 8 is well deserved for Patricio.
Next is Hoover. I gave him a 6. He had a tough job, but I think he stuck to his task.
He did. It is when you're playing against people like Mahrez and Sterling and De Bruyne, Gundogan, so many skillful players.
Yeah.
And he's a 19-year-old kid, but he stuck to his task. I think he improved in the second half and never let his head drop. You know, and he kept working, kept sticking to it, and kept battling all the way through. So yeah, I think he deserves his 6 because it was a decent effort from him.
Yeah. Next is Dendonka. I gave him a 6. Sometimes I think he was beaten, but then other times not. Yeah. Sometimes people get reined in, then other times he tackle them and pass away.
Bit of a mixed bag. Yeah. And he's the one in the defence who's looking the most susceptible to being taken out. You know, maybe you think, could we bring Kilman in? You know, give him a go, because Dendonka could also be moved to midfield. I thought maybe tonight they would play him in midfield for his legs and his energy, but no, they stuck him in defence and kept him there. But it was okay, like you say, a bit hit and miss.
Next is my man of the match, Cody, and I gave him an 8. He scored and he did some very good headers.
He did, some fantastic headers, clearances, vital, because if he didn't get his head on them, there would have been goals. Yeah, and it's good to see him winning some headers as well.
It is.
Granted, Man City are a small team. He ain't playing against. He ain't playing against a big number 9 like Chris Wood. You know, he's playing against guys who are generally smaller. But still, it's good to see him win some headers. I thought it was a generally good performance from Cody. Defended well all the way through. Perhaps the only thing you can say is the second goal that they scored. I think it was the cross that came in. He got to it first, tried to clear it with his left foot, and it went through his legs. And then Jesus swivelled and scored from there. But apart from that, that's only a minor criticism. It's nothing too. You can't really have a go at him too much for it. He had a good game overall and scored a really good goal as well.
Yeah. Next is Saïs. I gave him a 7. He had a pretty steady game, like he has been the last couple of weeks.
He's been a regular 7 out of 10 sort of guy, Saïs, and I think his place is more secure than Dendonka.
Yeah.
To me, Dendonka's looking like the one in defence who maybe could be taken out or moved to midfield. Saïs is earning his spot with consistent 7 out of 10 performances.
Next is Johnny. He did go off, but I gave him a 5. He looked tired and he looked like he was struggling. Because he has been playing a lot of games, he's been playing 4 matches. Yeah. So I think it's got the better of him.
Yeah, I think today was a game too far. I'd have rested him today. I'd have taken him out and I'd have played 8 Nuri. Yeah. He did look, like you say, tired. He didn't look on it like his other games. He's looked very bright, very lively, very snappy. Yeah. Today he just seemed off the pace and there was going in behind him. Like the first goal came from them going in behind him. He was struggling today, and I think that was the first time it's caught up with him a little bit. So I think Nuno made a mistake there and should have took him out, rested him, and keep him fit for the Villa, because today he did look sluggish.
Next is Semedo. I gave him a 7. He did some good tackling and he worked quite hard.
Yeah, he did, he was playing as a right midfielder, wasn't he? In the first half, playing right midfield. Which I don't think, don't really suit him. You don't really get to do a lot. But we don't have any of the ball, did we, in the first half? Defending.
Yeah.
But then, when he went back to his wing-back position, I think, he did better in that position once we brought Silva on and changed things around. Yeah, he's a good tackler, Semedo.
Yeah.
He nips the ball off people a lot, and I think he goes unnoticed, under the radar. The amount of times he just nicks the ball. He nicks the ball a lot, and he did a lot of good of that, a lot of good nicking of the ball again today. So, yeah, I think he deserves a 7 out of 10. I'd say it was a good performance.
Next is Neves. He went off and gave him a 6. He had some bad passes again. He hasn't been doing very well with his passes.
Last couple of games,
been off, haven't they?
Newcastle, it was as well, wasn't it? When we were saying he was misplacing some passes. And again today, I think he misplaced some passes, struggled to get to grips with the game and dominating. Not quite on it today, was he? Not quite at his best.
Next is Martinho. I gave him an 8. He had an assist. He had some
good tackles.
He chased
he did chase a lot,
and he had some good tackles. So I think quite a good game.
Yeah, I think he was a big response. He was one of the guys who was mainly responsible for us doing better in the second half and upping the tempo. He was chasing and harrying and winning the ball high up the pitch.
The ball down.
Not being so passive. Trying to win the ball in better areas of the pitch, and he was doing that. One great tackle in the second half. The second half on Rodri, one great slide tackle to win the ball. We should have done better from that because we had like a 3-on-2 sort of situation, didn't we, there? But it came to nothing. But and an assist for the goal with a great cross for the goal. So, I think that was a very good performance from Martinho today against tough opponents.
Yeah. Next is Traore. I gave him a 7. He tried to get at them and take people on.
He tried.
So, he tried,
And often he was the one who was our outlet, It didn't always work, A lot of times, especially in the first half, they just took the ball off him, ganged up in 2s and 3s. Second half, he had more joy, caused them more problems. And he was an outlet for us at least, who could, not all the time, but sometimes in the game, get the ball and drive us up the pitch.
Yeah. Next is Neto. He was booked. But I gave him a 6. Not as much joy today. He didn't have as much as a bright spark.
Yeah.
Because we had to defend a lot as well. It was harder for striking.
Especially the first half. We spent all our time defending for the whole of the first half.
So even they had to come back and help.
Yeah, that's right. Adama was back there. Neto was back there. Yeah, but like you say with Neto, not his best game today. Things didn't come off for him today really like they have been in other games. But his work rate and effort was still there.
So for the subs, Silva, I gave him a 7. He was busy and I can see signs of improvement.
Yeah, as a substitute, since Willian Jose's come in, he's looked a lot better coming off the bench. And when he was starting games, he was really struggling. But I think he's looked brighter.
Coming off the bench,
and I don't know what you thought, but when I saw him putting his top on, when he was getting ready to come on, I thought, has he bulked up a little bit? He looked his physique looked a little bit better. So I think he's been working in the gym. Yeah. He looks to be stronger because he's keeping the ball better. And he was busy and he tried to work his socks off and hustle and harry defenders. So decent. Maybe 35 minutes or so he got today, didn't he?
Next is Otasewe. I gave him a 4. He was only on a few minutes, but when he was on those few minutes, he gave the goal away.
Yeah, the third goal.
He lost the ball at the edge of the box.
Yeah, it was a bad lose, that was. And when it happened, I said to you, he won't play again for 6 weeks.
No.
Now he's done that, Nuno will be angry at him and he'll be back on the bench. That's it, I'll trust him again now for a while because he's come on and made a mistake that's led to a goal. But I do like Otasewe and I think there's definitely some potential there, isn't there? Because he's a big guy who can cover the ground, he's physical, he's strong, he's a good player.
He's just not getting enough game time.
Yeah, needs some game time just to develop, but he's a good footballer as well, he can use the ball. Today, he came on for a few minutes and unfortunately made an error, gave that third goal away by losing the ball in a bad area of the pitch. But I think Nuno will be disappointed with him and I won't be surprised now to see him sitting on the bench and not appearing for 6 weeks.
Yeah. So next is the general performance run now.
Okay.
So for the first half, I gave a 4. No attempts on goal, no possession. It was just defending. We had everyone back.
Yeah, too passive.
Yeah, it was too passive,
Yeah, willing just to let them have the ball, not trying to win the ball high enough up the pitch, not trying to hustle and harry and close people down enough. No attacking threat at all, not even one touch inside the Manchester City box. No. So from an attacking point of view, awful. Yeah. Defensively, we tried and we stayed compact and we tried to be difficult to break down, but they still scored one and had another one ruled out for offside, which was very close. It was a let-off. So yeah, I think a 4 for the first half is fair enough.
Then for the second half, I gave a 6. We was better. We had a bit more of an attacking threat, and we scored, which is always good.
Yeah.
To equalise.
We made a game of it, you know, the second half.
Yeah, we did.
All
we
it
tried.
was just that, I don't know when the goals came, the last 3 goals, but it seemed like they scored 3 in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's like
So
80,
many times.
85, 90, something like that. But the last 3 goals came in very quick succession. But up to that point, we made a real game of it the second half. You know, from minute 45, when we started that second half, to minute 80 approximately, we gave them a good game, and we was playing properly. We was pressing, we was ambitious, we was winning the ball higher up the pitch. We weren't just so passive and letting them have it. We was trying to win the ball in more dangerous areas and be more progressive with our passing. So from 45 to 80, we did really well, but then we just sort of fell apart.
Yeah.
When that second goal went in, and they got in behind us again, like I've talked about. It's just too big, the gaps between people, and too big to play in between. And then they get in behind you and they score the second goal.
Yeah.
And then from there, we sort of capitulated and they ended up scoring 4. Which is a shame, because I think that's, you know, if we could have finished 2-1, we could have been a little bit more like satisfied with our night's work. But 4-1 gives it a little bit of a bad look about it.
And then overall, I gave a 5. First half, it was just defending constantly.
Yeah.
The second half, we were trying to.
The second half better.
Having more attacking threats.
Second half definitely better. I think like it's fair to give them 5 because I think you've got to say first half 4, second half definite improvement to 6. It could have been a 7 if they capitulate.
Yeah.
You know, if that game would have finished 2-1, I think you could have given them a 7 for the second half because it was good and giving him a real good goal from 45 to 80. But they fell apart the last 10 minutes, and that's again like, you know, knocked a little bit of the score down. So a 6 overall. Yeah. Fair enough.
And then last on the agenda is the sign off.
Okay, away you go with the sign off then.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on today's game, and make sure you join us next time for the Wolves versus Aston Villa match preview.
You know what we should say as well? Yeah. When we played Newcastle, we drawed 1-1. I predicted 1-1 and I got it right. Today, we lost 4-1. I predicted 4-1. I got it right. Now, against Newcastle, I said, what's my prize for getting 1-1, getting the score correct? And you said, a Turkish delight. Now, I don't want a Turkish delight. That was disgusting, so I didn't get a prize. So today, I said it would be 4-1 to Man City, and I'm correct. So I want a better chocolate than a Turkish delight for my prize. I want you to give me a prize that's a better quality chocolate than a Turkish delight. So what am I going to get for my prize this time?
A Karamak.
Karamak.
Yeah.